Hey class, today we're going to be talking about crosswind landings. This is going to be for my Aviation 401, and it's going to be taken out of the Airplane Flying Handbook, Chapter 8. Our lesson objective today is going to be trying to teach our student proper techniques and everything for a crosswind landing, they should be able to explain a crab versus a side slip, maintain center line with aileron and rudder, and demonstrate a proper landing sequence for landing in a crosswind. So what is a crosswind? A crosswind is when the wind is, coming from perpendicular to the runway. We've heard the term straight up the pipe, which is what we want, but it doesn't always come that way. We can use a crosswind component chart to see, it's basically a flow chart that you can see, how much crosswind you have, how much headwind you have. Each aircraft has a max crosswind component. For example, our Cessna 152 has a 12 knot crosswind component. That's our max demonstrated crosswind that we can land in, depending on whether your flight training affiliate likes you to do that or not. Next, we'll talk about drift. Basically, the best way that I can explain drift is your airplane is getting pushed laterally. So instead of, with a headwind coming on, you're getting lift and everything, you're being just pushed laterally. It requires a constant correction, your upwind wing dip, or wing low, and then, or a crab. The crab method is basically, if you are my runway, I'm gonna come at you like this. How they call it the crab method because a crab walks like this. You should not touch down in a crab method. You will be very, very side loaded. So teaching our student, how to come out of the crab to land is very, very important. Or you can side slip. So I like to slip. That's my favorite thing to do. I don't know why, but it's so much fun. So basically, we're slipping into the wind and using the opposite rudder, and it kind of makes us come, well, I guess, let me think about this. Yeah, it would make us come down like this, and then we're gonna transition into a way to land. The wing low method is another way that we can go about this. I don't really like this because I don't know. It's just a preference. Everybody's gonna have their preference. Every student's gonna be different. Something may work for this one, but it won't work for that guy. So our touchdown technique, always maintain center line. You're taught that from day one in private. You want to make smooth power adjustments. You don't want to be slamming power in or yanking power out. You want to land with the upwind wheel first, and as speed decreases, you need to add aileron in. We're not going to be, when you think about it, you think about control adjustments need to be very slight. You don't want to make huge control adjustments because then you can set yourself up for all sorts of problems. Rollout control. We've got the rudder for directional control, our aileron into the wind throughout all of our crosswind, and you got to increase that as your speed slows down to maintain that correction. Common errors, we're not using enough aileron. Everybody knows this one. More right rudder. landing in the crab, you don't want to land in the crab, and then late corrections. And now's where we would go out to I would go out to an airplane and go fly with my student and, show them everything that I just taught them. Teach and then show. And then our student should be able to understand the methods before we get out to the airplane, and then they can see you apply them. And then, we can give them some scenario-based stuff and kind of see how they do. Thank you.